Sales of supplements, boy, have they shot up with COVID-19. Why? Because people want to have some hope that taking supplements is going to reduce the chance of contracting this dreaded disease. There may be something to this. All of these supplements are promoted one way or another in terms of boosting your immune system. That's kind of a nebulous claim. The immune system is a very complex system of organs and cells in the body and various kind of chemicals like signaling molecules like cytokines, a very, very complex system. And there are numerous players in this immune system. So, yeah, you can kind of make a general comment of improved immunity because many, many chemical reactions that are involved in protecting the body, in the immune system, do rely on various kind of enzymes, vitamins, minerals, etc. So, yeah, I mean, you can make claims about boosting immunity. But what actual evidence is there, clinical evidence that these things work? The supplements that have had the most play, at least in the media and also in scientific publications, are zinc, vitamin D, melatonin, and vitamin C. And indeed, you can make a case for each one of these because they are involved in immune reactions. What do we really know? What the studies have shown is that when you have a deficiency of certain nutrients, such as a deficiency in zinc, a deficiency in vitamin D, a deficiency in melatonin, deficiency in vitamin C, then there's a greater risk of contracting diseases, apparently including COVID-19. And they know this because patients fill out questionnaires about what supplements they are taking, and those questionnaires have revealed that you have a smaller chance of having a serious disease if you are not nutrient deficient. It doesn't mean that taking extra nutrients is going to offer greater protection. You just want to make sure that you have enough. And indeed, in North America, if you have a balanced diet, you're not likely to be deficient in any of these nutrients, except maybe vitamin D. Because in northern climates, in the winter, the angle of the sun is such that it doesn't trigger production of enough vitamin D in the skin. It's called the sunshine vitamin. Of course, sunshine doesn't contain the vitamin, but the energy of the sunlight starts chemical reactions in the skin that produce vitamin D3. I think it's not a bad idea in the winter to supplement. How much? You don't want to overdo it. It's a fat-soluble vitamin, so it can be retained in the body, but I think going up to 1,000 international units a day is not a problem. There have been some intervention studies in patients who have come down with COVID-19. They have used huge amounts in a hospital setting, 60,000, 200,000 IU in a single shot or over a week. The evidence is not conclusive. Some studies have shown some benefit, most have not. So what we need to concentrate on is just making sure that we're not deficient. The same thing goes for zinc. We don't need very much zinc in our diet every day, about 8 to 11 milligrams, 11 for men, 8 for women. We easily get that from food. But if someone wants to take a supplement of 10 to 20 milligrams or so, this is not an issue. But you certainly don't want to overdo zinc. You don't want to get into the hundreds of milligrams with that because it will impair the way copper works in the body, which is also very important. For vitamin C, yeah, vitamin C does play a role in immune reactions, and there have been stories about people who take vitamin C have fewer colds, etc., none of which has been scientifically corroborated. Indeed, when you start getting a cold, there's some studies that show that taking large doses, like 500 milligrams or so per hour for a few hours, will reduce the chance that the cold is going to blossom. But again, the evidence is not very strong. And most recently, melatonin has come into play because the questionnaires that I mentioned before have shown that people who were taking melatonin supplements had fewer cases of serious COVID. But again, that may just be an association because it may be that people who are taking these supplements also have a healthier lifestyle. These tend to be the people who also wear masks. They tend to be the people who exercise and who take better care of themselves. So at this point, it really is not possible to make any recommendation for taking supplements in order to ward off or certainly to treat COVID infections. All we can say is that you want to make sure that you have a diet that will fulfill your needs. With zinc, it's not a problem. Meat, for example, is loaded with zinc. Lentils have zinc. Just about everything you eat has some zinc. It's not a problem. Vitamin C, a little bit of orange juice, that will satisfy your needs. The one interesting thing is melatonin. We have to wait to see what happens with that one, whether or not taking supplements is going to have an effect, and there are studies underway right now. So that's the story with these supplements. There's a lot of hype, there's a lot of hope, but there is not nearly as much scientific evidence as we would like to have.